It's Rob!
Tony!
We're in gaming!
And that's you!
Hello gamers and welcome back to the And I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me by my in-game name. And in this Road to Legend episode, which may be parts 1 and 2 because we are quite a few stars away from rank 5, we are going to be playing, what do we feel like playing right now, guys? We are on a win streak, which means we want to win. We haven't played Priest in a while. We haven't played Dragon Warrior in a while. And we haven't played Aggro Paladin. Ooh. Nah, we're going to play some Priest. I feel like mixing it up a little bit. We haven't played a control deck in quite some time. I mean, Cthulhu decks are semi-control, but I think Cthulhu Druid, falls a little bit more into like the mid-rangey kind of deck, because you do have a lot of the 3, the 4s, and the 5 and the 6 drops, more so than we have like really late game cards. So let's try the Priest out and see how we do. As long as we don't go against Druids or Rogues, I think we'll be all right with the Priest. So Warrior is a fine matchup in my opinion. We can do fairly well against Warrior. We also haven't played Priest in a while, so it's going to take some time for us to kind of get back in the groove of things and make those nice plays we used to make last season. So if this is Tempo Warrior, why are you stabbing me in the neck again? I've talked to you about this, Mike. I've had conversations. I'm sorry, guys, if this is loud, but this needs to, I can't deal with the stabbing motion. That is what was happening to my throat. So if we, I lost my track. So Into the Shade is our best card right now. Ooh, we got the Shade, Thalamus, and Deathwing Dragonlord. I think the Shade is just by far the best card. Like, in my opinion, that card is so good. It's just that you can't beat it. I mean, it copies a card of your opponent's deck, and in ranked, we know that their deck is filled with good cards. It's not like Arena where their decks are shit and we'd maybe want to pull it from their class like Neff. Like, this card just says, hey, what's in your deck? I want it. I would heal him, but he's at 29. I guess we could have healed him so he can't Battle Rage.
Armor made to fit.
So we can Shadow Word Pain this. Or we could go for the Shifting Shade Shield. If we Shade, it just dies to the Axe. If we Shadow Word Pain, I mean, but we want to use Shadow Word Pain on Berserker and things like this, but we have 2 of them in our hand. So what would be the worst thing? If we play the Shifting Shade and he swings with our weapon, we know he's going to swing into a weapon anyway, but we want to put the Power Word Shield on the Shade, so he's going to have to deal some sort of extra things to kill it. So I guess we can just Shadow Word Pain this. But now if he plays the Bloodhoof or whatever it's called, not Bloodhoof, but the, yeah, not Bloodhoof, but no, this is fine. All right, so now we're going to Shifting Shade, Power Word Shield it. For some reason, I thought we took out the Clerics in this deck. Interesting. I have to look at the deck list. So Slam and then the weapon is also a way he can deal with this. So theoretically, playing the Elise, and if it had 7 HP, then he couldn't Slam it. So Elise into the Power Word Shield was another option there, because then it wouldn't have died to this weapon. And it would have been able to take care of his 4-3. But it's all right. So let's see what we get. That's pretty good. That's pretty bad for us. So Soul Priest is a pretty solid card here, because we can Soul Priest, Circle of Healing. What the fuck deck are we playing? I guess I made changes to this deck and I didn't realize I did. I do not recall Thoughtsteal ever being in this deck or Northshire Cleric. I thought we made changes out of like, what the hell am I playing? I could be playing the Control. I think I'm playing the Control. Uh-oh. We're not playing N'Zoth. Uh-oh. Oh well, I think this deck will do just fine. Well, hopefully. Alright, so we Shadow Word Pain this. Or do we just... We know we're weaponsmithing. And we know the weaponsmith is going to hit this. And now, do we Shadow Word Pain this and heal ourselves? I think we do. Oh, we can't heal ourselves. But we can play the Cleric too. But there's no point to play the Cleric right now. So I think this is fun. some reason I thought that this was the N'Zoth deck. This is the Control Priest. I always get them mixed up. So there's not a great way to deal with that monkey. Both our pains are gone. And we have no effective way to deal 2 damage with this. We draw into Soul Priest, that's good. Curator doesn't actually help us a ton here. We go with the Thought Steal and see what we rip. No, that's pretty good. So we could go with the Smash and then the Execute, but that doesn't feel that wonderful at all. That's like negative wonderfuls. We have the Shadow Word Death for anything too big. So I think this is actually not too shabby. Shadow Word Death does exactly what we need to do, and we run 2 Entombs. So clearing off his board, we're at 9 HP, so theoretically we need to make use of this heal. And if we continuously let him have creatures on the board that he can be able to attack with us, or attack us with, not so good. These 2 Circle of Healings do nothing for us unless we draw into, I mean, Northshire makes it so we can use them. Looks like he might use an Execute here. Ooh, a Slam and then a Ravaging Ghoul, it looks like. I wish it would live, because then we can Northshire Cleric, yeah. So Ravaging Ghoul makes sense. And then another Monkey. So again, Soul Priest is the card we're looking for. So we're now looking for a Taunt. Oh my god, guys. This is bad. So if we heal ourselves, we're at 12 or 11, and then he has 6 on board, so he could Gore Howl to kill us. So I guess we flash heal ourselves too. Normally we don't flash heal ourselves, but we need to play around Rag and we need to play around Gore Howl. Or Malkarok into like a really good weapon. Malkarok into the 2/2 weapon. But still, it could have been a good weapon. Who knows, man? It could have been a 5-attack weapon, and then he had 11, so that would have been exact lethal. So Blood to Icor on there, so we're going to see a Blade hitting that. So we're looking for, maybe he runs a Brawl, but probably not. Shadow Word Death. Ooh, a Karen. That's pretty sick. So again, we can't seem to draw the Soul Priest. So if we Shadow Word Death this, if we Entomb it, we basically only heal ourselves and we do nothing else. If we can Karen, Shadow Ward, but then we can't heal. But he has, how much damage? This is 5, 8, 10. So we either heal ourselves or Karen. I'm just going to go with the Karen. We're just going to hope he doesn't have what he needs to succeed. And there's no point to Cleric. I mean, we could Cleric Circle of Healing to draw 1, but I'm not doing that. That's a losing play right there. The Soul Priest is needed. So we've had 2 Circle of Healings in our hand the entire game, and just not drawing the Soul Priest is bad, like I mentioned before. Like these, it's fine if we just don't get the Circle of Healings, and these could have been other cards that we could have used. But in a situation like this, you can't just have Circle of Healings and not, like we don't run. I don't think we run Holy Novas. Excavated Evil is a card, and the reason we Shadow Word Death the Malkarok instead of Entombing is because Entomb can work on any card, like this Karen, which has 4 attack, which is really hard for us to deal with. So it actually allows us to kind of deal with this a little bit better. So Entombing this is very important. Killing this, obviously very important. And then we could go for the Northshire Cleric, Circle of Healing, draw 2 cards, and then Flash Heal our face. Or we can just heal, Flash Heal our face. But I kind of like the Northshire into the Circle of Healing to see what we get. Alright, so now we're going to Flash Heal our face and then heal us up again. This is a close one, guys. I'm not sure how we're going to win this. But he still has 6 damage and we're at 10 HP. So like drawing Justicar is really nice. Reform is not so nice. We can Shadow Word Death that, but if he decides he wants to pick up the probably picked up the Mummies or the 10/10, which means we have to kill everything on his side of the field. Yeah, this is brutal.
For honor. For honor.
Well, we know we Shadow Word Death this. I guess we could have mapped first. Yeah, we'll map. We should have mapped first. Because we still get to draw, right? That's really good.
Just a pinch of vigor.
And then we kill this. And we just hope he took the the zombies and not the give a card plus 10, which he probably did. Yeah. You can't. There's no way for us to clear the whole board in that situation. Well, we held on for what we could. Now I want to see what fucking deck I was playing. I'm really interested to see. Yeah, Control. That is not the deck I wanted. This, Raise the Dead, is the deck I wanted. I don't know why I clicked Control. That was just the wrong deck. I did that once before when we were trying to play Dragon Priest too. Yeah, Warshack clerics right now are just I'm not feeling them. All right, going against the Huntard. Huntard.
Let the hunt begin.
All right, so we'll keep the Pain, we'll keep the Curator, and I really don't. Well, I mean both these cards are good, and we have Coin. I think I like the Alchemist. All right, this is fun.
Greetings, traveler.
Greetings.
I mean, so we could Coin into the 2. And we have Pain into 4. Or we could just hold on to the 2 and summon the 4 on 3. Seems fine. You don't feel like wasting coin right now. Every time you play Priest, you have to like play it in a very specific fashion. You've got to it's a lot slower, right, than normal. So we can just Shadow Word Pain this. There's no point to play the Curator because it'll just die to the Toad. So now we can actually coin out the 4-drop if we want, depending on what he gets here. We'll probably just Pain this too. So now we could coin Curator if we wanted. Or we could just save coin. So if no, there's no reason to save coin because we have a 4-drop next turn, unless we want to go with the 5-drop. There's no reason to go with the 5-drop. We could go with the Abomination since we already have Shade. And the Abomination is a semi-field clear in itself. But having 2 Shades really is not that bad. But I do like the Abomination Taunt for the 2 damage that it deals to everything on the board. But I'm going to go with the Shade. Alright, so Shade next turn. We've got our 2 5-drops. We've got the Soul Priest, so we're looking for that Circle of Healing at this point. So we have that field clear. Maybe pulling off that, the Taunt was better. Because the Taunt clears the Toad, but he's already played 1 Toad, right? And 1 Animal Companion. Doesn't do anything against Savannah Jaime. Doesn't do anything against the Houndmaster. I guess it kills a Fiery Bat, kinda. Kill command. Quick shot, okay. Hey, look, we got Houndmaster. So we're just gonna heal our face here. There's no point to do anything else. We also could have shaded into the shield, but then we don't get to heal. I guess it would have dug us deeper into Entomb, right? That would have been key. That would have been good. So I guess we play Sylvanas, and then we kill off the Toad. The reason we played Sylvanas is because he high main. There's no reason to play anything else. He's going to have to make inefficient trades if he wants to. Well, he's probably just going to go face, or he's going to kill the 4-1, and then we'll swing this into here, attack a 2-2, and then this will just keep living. Like, if he wastes his 6 attack on this 4-1, like, that's so good for us. Like, that was, like, one of the worst trades he could have made. So if we attack this, we have a chance to grab a creature, but we know he doesn't play any silences, so... So we attack this, it dies, we have a chance to take something. We don't really want the fiery bat, and him having 2/2s doesn't feel that great. So we attack into the bat, and then he has a chance to go face with that Savannah High Main, and I don't want him to go face. If we play the Soul Priest and we passive this, but then we have nothing against the Call of the Wild, which is coming. Winter is coming. I guess we just make this trade here and see what happens. That's pretty good. So now we can summon a 4-drop, but first we would probably want to buff this up. Circle of Healing. So now we have the clear for there, and then we want to buff it further, and then we'll heal. This is why the shade is so good. It is astounding. It's Control Priest with a dash of N'Zoth. Alright, Tundra Rhino. So I'm assuming Call of the Wild is coming because people who play this Tundra Rhino run 2 calls. I mean, most people run 2 Call of the Wilds anyway. But like when Call of the Wild comes out too, and if this can stick, it's quite a burst damage we got going on there. Also, we keep in mind we do have the Cabal Shadow Priest, which could take the Tundra Rhino, which is pretty big. Alright, well we can't kill this Tundra Rhino, which is a problem. Unless we want a Soul Priest, Circle of Healing, passive. And then it has a chance to die to this bats thing, and then we can't. Oh my god. So, oh my. Why? I feel like if he had Call of the Wild, he would have used it, right? Let's see. Let's see if he has the Call of the Wild. If so, he basically wins. But I was willing to risk it. Back to rank 7, boys. Yep. All right, so that's 12, 16. Yeah. Ouchies. 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 Okay. Yummy polarize, yummy polarize.
I go unseen.
Just a pinch of vigor.
Okay, so if he has another Call of the Wild, he wins. So we could have, you know, cleared the board. It was just so, if we just had to hope he had like 1 turn they didn't have Call of the Wild so we could do something. But it was just like, to kill the Tundra Rhino, oh my fucking god. To kill that Tundra Rhino and the Fiery Bat and give up our Soul Priest and a Circle of Healing. And then he Call the Wilds, and then we still can't deal with that because we didn't have another Soul Priest. Is just bad. There's nothing good that comes from that. So we're gonna go back to Druid because apparently no other class is working right now. Like we had that game until he played that Tundra Rhino and then we couldn't deal with it. Like we already had used our Shadow Word Pains. So I'm just gonna make sure there's Cabal Shadow Priest in that deck because we played both Control Priest and N'Zoth Priest and we did not draw 1 single Cabal. So I'm pretty sure there's 2 Cabals. Yep, there's 2 Cabals in this deck. And let's take a look at the one we just played. The one we just played, yeah. And there's 2 Cabals in that one too. So it's not like, and 2 Excavated Evils. So I think it was more or less of just not drawing the cards that we needed. Like we drew cards, just not the great ones. Not the great ones. Yeah, if we would have had like an Excavated Evil, then I would have obviously just used that, or we would have had a backup for like the Call of the Wild. But we didn't. Feels bad. You get into 6 in a win streak, then you just lose both. It's brutal. I don't like any of these cards in my opening hand. I mean, theoretically, on turn 2, you innervate out, coin a 5-drop, but we're not going to do that. Maybe we should have done that. So this is going to be Tempo Mage, as these people can't think of anything else to play because they saw one person do really well with it. Let's go with the spell with the Raven Idol. Living Roots or Wild Growth? Are we feeling the ramp? With this hand, I think Living Roots is the better card because we already have a Wild Growth. But we also have a swipe, so I think we just go with the Living Roots. Or the Wild Growth. So there we could have innervated Wild Growth, and then we'd be at 3, we Wild Growth, and we're at 5. So that might have actually been the play. But I want to save the innervate because we want to play a creature, right? So this is why I wanted to keep the Living Roots, is because they always start off with this Cult Sorcerer shit. And that would have been really, really nice, but it's fine. So if we innervate Wild Growth, next turn they'll put us at 4 or 5, then we can innervate. No, but what if we're at 4 next turn, and then we can innervate Coin, Feral Rage, kill 1. But if we innervate this, then we'll be at 5, and then we'll coin her at 6, and then this is... Give me a second. Yeah, because then we can't Feral Rage. All right. Oh man, so we're gonna have to Feral Rage depending on how many spells he plays here. If he plays Waker, then we're Feral Raging the Waker. But if he plays, all right, so it looks like we're gonna kill the Apprentice.
Behold the rage of the firelands. For the wild.
Oh man. So Arcane Blast deals with this guy because he can Arcane Blast ping. Frostbolt ping does it as well. Alright, so now we can charge out Druid of the Claw to deal with the Mana Worm. I think that's pretty good.
Where shall I see?
Because the reason being we're not taunting is because he can just Fireball and then it doesn't deal with anything. At least it went 1 for 1. And now he doesn't want to waste like a Frostbolt or an Arcane. No, Arcane Missiles off the top will do it. 50-50 chance to kill it. Yes. Now he has to ping, which means he probably can't play his 4-drop. If he has another 2-drop, he could play it. No 2-drop, okay. Definitely this guy, for sure. We could have done the Twilight Elder passive, but this guy is just a much bigger creature. If he doesn't have the Fireball to deal with it, it's going to allow us to get the field back, which is really important. But if he has the Fireball, which he most likely does, Water Elemental, ooh, doesn't have what it takes to succeed to kill the Dark Barbacoa. All right, so now we can Twilight Elder. We can swipe the little one, giving this guy a 3/5, so we can make the trade here. And now we are back on the board, baby. But now he can Flame Strike. But if he's playing the Tempo Mage that, Hot Form had posted, he doesn't run the Flame Strike. So this is a pretty good situation to be in. Unfortunately, the Wild Growth, we should have picked a Living Roots. We should have, but we didn't. So he actually does run the Flame Strike. What a hipster. Azure Drake is a pretty solid draw there. That's also pretty solid. But if we play this, he can just ping it. So we're not gonna play that at the moment. We also could have Wild Growth, but I would rather cycle it, to be honest. There's no point to ramp up unless we draw into Cthulhu, but that'd be the only card that we draw into that we couldn't play next turn. So this is good, because we can Disciple it, or we can just swipe face and then Disciple this. We don't want to attack it because this card is 6 attack, and that's a lot right now. All right, so he's playing a Secret. Interesting. So we'll play the Cthulhu, Disciple of Cthulhu first to see if it's a Mirror Entity. It's not.
Screaming.
So I guess we can Innervate to see if it's a counter spell. It's not. And now we swipe face. And hopefully it's not a Mirror Entity. And it is. Or Effigy, that's what I meant. Fudge monkeys. That's not good. Oh, we had to kill the card no matter what, so. Rip. 2 out of 3 secrets, it would have been fine. Even the, even if it was a, what is it called? Spellbender, it would have been fine. Effigy was the worst one. It just couldn't be an effigy. This is where we lose. Unless we rip out the Cthulhu, and then he kills both these cards, and he doesn't have Polymorph. But we lost when he ran Flame Strike. That was pretty good for him. Alright, let's cycle. Alright, we're going to charge this out to kill the Flame Waker, because that card cannot live. That card produces too much value. And also he can Fireball ping this, which he hasn't used a single Fireball yet.
Wanted, dead or alive.
Give me something good. Never mind. Oh man. Why can't we run Flame Strike? He got some sort of buff card. Divine Strength. Will it ping this for 2? Pinged it for 1. Alright. So what can we draw here? I don't think there's a single draw that will take care of this. Yeah, even with this, depending on what's in his hand. So, I mean, if it's not a spell, then we can maybe survive another turn. Like, we get Cthulhu, Cthulhu goes face for all 13, or all 12, and then we hit with our creatures. But he has that Fireball, oh gosh, Arcane Intellect. Okay, he has to have something, man. You had to draw into Fireball or something. There's no way you didn't. Your luck is too supreme. Archmage into a 1-drop spell. That's pretty good, my man. All right, so our win condition is Cthulhu. Even if Cthulhu hits face for 12, and then we swing that, that's only 16. But we still lose anyway. So, not exactly Hot Forms deck, but it looks pretty close to it. There's no Archmage, and there was no, I guess it was a little bit different. All right, we lost with Cthulhu. I'm running out of steam, guys. Running out of steam. I'm getting annoyed. I mean, we could run Control. But the games are so long, but we'll run Control for a little bit. We'll see how well we do. Hopefully we don't lose with our Control Warrior. That'd be a very sad day right there. I mean, we can lose some, but ideally we want to win more than we lose. And today we've gone like basically 1-1. Normally I don't even whip out the Control Warrior until, you know, like rank 3. Just because the games take forever, but it's a really solid deck. So against this, I don't see a problem with Bash and Brave, but we want to go for Axe. So I might just keep the Bash because, yeah, we'll keep Bash. We'll look for Fiery War Axe. There we go. So in this Road to Legend episode, we're going to hope to get back to 6, which is, what, 3 wins in a row? Which is basically, we're already 30 minutes in, so 3 wins with the Warrior is at least 30 more minutes. So we're looking at, how many battery? All right, it still has 2 bars left. So, the grind back to 6, folks. And then some people are going to be like, why is this Road to Legend 6 to 5, but you're rank 7? It's like, because we deranked 1. All right, War Axe, I do not think we knock off the shield. Not yet. Well, no. Well, sure. Why not? Because we can either Cruel Task, we can Pain, we can Ghoul. Yeah, so this was good. So now we can Ghoul, kill this. This goes down to 3 HP, and then we swing into there. Because if we would have, it would have been the same. No, it wouldn't have been the same. So we wouldn't have made that attack. The 1/1 could have lived, and then he could Flame Tongue Totem the 1/1, and then actually kill our 3/3. So we could Taskmaster this 3/3, or we can just Pain, which is better. Because when we Alkalite a Pain, we can actually Cruel Taskmaster it and make it a useful card, and we get to draw 1, which is why people I mean, no one expects the Cruel Taskmasters anymore. And we Harrison Jones for Doomhammer, of course. So because he's spirits, this can actually draw 2 cards and kill one of these bad boys. Or we could go ahead and Ravaging Ghoul and Taskmaster draw a decent amount of cards. But we're not going to do that because we have to kill that Flame Tongue Totem. So we'll actually draw first. Ooh. Nah. All right. So we're doing all right so far. He can't even play Doomhammer because he overloaded 2. So he's going to overload 2 more next turn. So he's going to be at 5 mana next turn. No, 4 mana next turn. When there's nothing really for us to do here. I can't Harrison because that's just bad. I'm not going to Ghoul because that kills my own Ghoul. So we play Harrison. It's just bad. We can't do that right now. So it's a pretty dry turn for us, to be honest, but that's some of the downfalls of the control deck. You don't always go, go, go. If he would have played a card, we could have slammed, shield slam. There's a lot of shit. It's very reactive, but if he doesn't play anything, then, you know, bad things happen. And by bad things, I mean we don't do anything. So Horse Rider trade into 2/2. Lightning Bolt 1/1. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Ravaging Ghoul to kill that. Use some more armor. Next turn's Hellscream. At least we're at a 32 health, so that's perfectly fine with me. Again, these games do take a little bit longer, like I mentioned, but it has a better win rate. There's Doomhammer. So I think we're going to let him get some charges off on his Doomhammer first, right? And then I'm like, oh yeah, look, my Doomhammer is so good. And then you're just like, Harrison Jones, get shit on. Well, actually, if it draws 6, we can use 1. Yeah, there's no way we can overdraw that many cards. Even if he Rockbiters it. I mean, the worst thing is if he double Rockbiters. Then we should have Harrison Jones. But I doubt he's going to do that. Yeah, so now we Harrison for 4 cards, and it's not as brutal. And the Feral Spirits is fun. So if we Harrison for 4 cards, that puts... We have 6 right now, so that would put us at 10. That's fine. Alright. So we can War Axe 1, Shield Slam 1. The reason being we wasted Shield Slam on a 2/3 is because we have 2 Brawls in our hand and 2 Executes and another Shield Slam. There's plenty of removal in our hand. And it also, if he wants to Rockbiter it, then he can't because he has no creatures. So it looks like a Lava Burst. Yeah, buddy. And this guy, it was well played like 5 turns ago, but it's okay. Can keep it rolling. All right, there he goes. He knows. There's just no way. All right, so just 2 more wins, and then we'll call this episode here, and then we'll try to go back to rank 5 when we hit rank 6 again. You know shit got real when Rob plays his Control Warrior. Or when I play my Control Warrior. It's when I'm in a bad mood. But we still can lose to the Control Warrior. Don't get me wrong. It's not the deck is not impervious to magic. The deck still gets taken down. It's just one of my I think my better decks at the moment. I think we keep Slam, get rid of everything else. Because everybody's Elec is a very popular card. So even if we use Slam on an Elec and we don't necessarily draw one, it's okay. Unless he draws one from it, then it's not okay. But we have Bash for it now, so that's okay. Well, then it's still 2 for 1, which is not okay. But let's see if he has the Elec. Of course he does. All right, give him the Savannah Highmane. Ooh, we didn't get it. We have Obeson Destroyers in this deck? I made changes to this deck without even knowing it. All right, so I think we just slam this. I really don't care about drawing the extra card. As long as he didn't get the card there, it's okay. So now it's still a 1 for 1. Animal Companion. Alright, that's okay with me. So let's go with the Alkalite of Pain. I don't think it's ever going to really get any true value. And one card's fine, because if he can, you know, he attacks with the one card, then we can just bash the Misha. Oh god. Yes. It's always scary when that thing comes out, man. It is a scary thing. So now we just bash the Mish. Bash the Mish. Do we shield slam the 3-2 is the question. I don't think so. Let's just bash coin Warshack. The next turn, hopefully he like Eagle Horn bows, and then we draw 2. Or draw 1 at least. We have 2 shield slams and execute in our hand. That's pretty bad. We've got no way to deal with a... Oh, okay, so we only use his passive here. Savannah Highmane is coming, boys. All right, I think we have to play the Harrison here to counteract that Savannah Highmane.
That belongs in a museum.
This sucks. Normally you want a Harrison when he Eagle Horns, but there's no way. There's no waiting for the hair. Yep, there's the Savannah Highmane. There's just no way. So this goes swingy dingy. And this goes here. And then if we use our passive shield slam, that's pretty bad. We can use Revenge Taskmaster. We get to waste 2 cards. That's bad. I do not want you getting a Houndmaster, sir. Do we just play the Taskmaster and nothing else? I really don't like that. Nah. Nah, fam. Passive. Okay, that's good we didn't play it, because now we can Taskmaster execute that. We can actually Taskmaster our Taskmaster. How do we feel about that? And then we can rag. You know what, we're going to do that. Seems silly, but I like it. Now what you gonna do, hunt hard? You can unleash the hounds. Alright, and then Kodo kill the 2-2, 1-1 kills that. Okay. So now we rag and hope to kill the Kodo. Now he can deadly shot though, but then we just Sylvanas. Dude, I've called your turn for like past 3 turns, Hunter. Like ever since turn 6, I've literally told you what you're gonna play before you play it. Have mercy. All right, so do we just Windrunner this? But then he just trades both cards into here, and then he Call the Wilds. If we Ghoul, passive swing, Ghoul contest this. He Call the Wilds. Give me a second. So he Calls of the Wild. This goes there. Shield slam that. This has 5. That has 5. That puts us at 10. That puts us at 12. We revenge for swing, and then we revenge for 3, and then 1 card lives. Or we just hope that he doesn't have.
I have no
Yeah.
time
Let's
for
just
games.
let's play the hoping game. I like the hoping game. He draws it off the top. Oh no. That's a lot of damage. Is that game? No. Okay. So, how do we want to do this? This is an option. One of our only options that kills, doesn't kill. Okay. Okay.
Let none survive.
What if we just Ravaging Ghoul?
Let
That
none
just feels bad.
survive.
Why? We don't have to Ravaging Ghoul. So as long as he doesn't have another Call of the Wild. Oh, you're killing me right now, fam. So that's 2-2, and then bash for 1, save brawl. But if we brawl now, then we can just Ghoul. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Not even halfway through his deck, and he's been able to rip what he's gotten. So now it's just like, if you have quick shot passive, you're god. All right, now we need Justicar, which we haven't drawn. Oh, another Savannah Highmane. Fuck me. We can't stop this one, boys. We're doing our best. So we bash, swing, brawl. Do we kill one of these before we brawl? Yeah, why not, right? Maybe our Ghoul will live. Or not. Ugh, what can we draw? Shield block into Justicar is fine. Shield block into Oberson Destroyer. No, yeah, shield block into Oberson Destroyer is nice. Kill command? Quick shot? Okay. Come on. I promise I have Justicar in here, guys. The thing is, Harrison, like, he never even played a bow, right? So Harrison would have never gotten any value. Ragnaros killed the creature. Theoretically, we could have played Sylvanas instead of Rag. That was an option. Yeah, Sylvanas passive instead of Rag, and then he would have had to, like, unleash then he couldn't have, yeah, maybe that was the better play. Maybe we shouldn't have played Rag. Who knows? It's easy to say what you could have done after the fact. Hindsight bias, or something like that. Or maybe today is just not our day. Harrison Jones has made it into our day, like every single, I think every game, the past 4 or 5 games, he's made it into our hand. Whether we were playing Hunter and he made it into our hand, or the past 2 Warrior games where he's been in our fucking opening hand. Yeah. Could have killed the 1/1s. I don't feel like it. Now we'll kill a 1/1. We'll just kill one of these guys, though. And then next turn we can just Brave.
Do you hear its call?
Oh, Thune Druid, eh? So Ghoul is our best card we could draw.
I have an axe to grind.
Maybe he doesn't run Harrison. I don't think he does. There's no room in Druid for Harrison. Alright, so swipe. And then what? Living Roots? No, coin passive? Coin Wrath. Wow, he really wanted that to live. Or he really wanted not to kill this 1/1, because he could have just passived and then swung his 1/1 into it, right? Ugh, this is so annoying. I have to kill this card, but I don't want to waste a, like... Ugh.
That belongs in a museum.
I don't want to commit to charge and a bash and not develop the board, so this takes care of that. Unless he plays another swipe. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, we could have bashed the 1/1 passive shield slam that, but that does not ring success to me.
I have no time for games.
All right, now what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to kill this elder, and the elder has generated you quite a bit of value. +4/+4 to your Cthulhu. Oh god, another one. He's gonna trade one, and then but the other one still lives. So we can actually bash our own Sylvanas and then take his 3/4. I like it.
Death is close.
Let none survive.
Or we could just kill this Obeson Destroyer. Fuck it.
Let none survive.
If we would have bashed our own Sylvanas and passive, that doesn't really do anything besides get a 3/4. But a 7/7 it's hard to argue with at the moment. All right, so double bash shield slam. The reason being is I value this 1/1 because he no longer has swipe. He already used both his swipes. So he's going to have to use his hero power to get through it or creatures. We also could have swung our Obeson, but then it would have had 3 HP left, and then he still has 1 Wrath in the deck. He also has Azure Drake, Living Roots. Theoretically, we also could have armor. We could have... No, that would have been a way. All right. There's Azure Drake. All right, so we're going to swing our 1/1 into there, execute that one, and then swing our 7/7 into the 4/4. Shield Slam makes it a little bit more efficient, though, and this can actually not take any damage. I like that a little bit better. I like keeping the 7/7 healthy. Druids don't have a great way to deal with big cards like that at all. Getting destroyed by the Obeson Destroyer. Obsidian, my bad, not Obeson. Bet we're going to hear some comments in the chat about that. Alright. Oh my. Could have brawled it out, but we're not feeling it. Not yet.
None.
Oh gosh. Now he can passively kill this if he wants. Hopefully he summons like one more creature. There you go. Make my brawls worth something. So as long as Cthulhu doesn't live. Okay. Where's Justicar, man? We are getting unlucky with the Justicar. Not Raven Idol? Alright. It's fine with me. Now we're just gonna brawl again. I mean, or we could Revenge and then double these, but I like Brawl. 3 creatures on the board for a Druid is a lot. This has 6, which means Revenge and the Ghoul does not kill it. So I guess we just 1 Ghoul. And then revenging another ghoul doesn't kill it, but if he swings into our ghoul, then we can revenge. But I think he'll just go face here. There's no reason for him not to. That kind of sucks. Well, it's not that bad, because then we can just swing into here and then ghoul. Oh, wow, he made that trade for us. But this is, if we revenge now, it doesn't pop these shields, so we have to like ghoul revenge, and it clears board, but it also kills our ghoul. But we have to pop these, well, we could save ghoul, we could just double revenge. It's like, what do we value more, a revenge or a ghoul? He's at 9 life, so I value the ghoul more. So as long as he doesn't rip and nourish, or like a rag. There's a wild guess, but where is all of our cards, guys? Like, we still have Hellscream, we still have Rag, we still have True Heart, we still have like Gorehowl. There's so many cards in our deck that are good. That's one of them. This is indeed one of those cards that we were looking for. Why would you make this trade? Because I would have to make that trade next turn anyway. The reason we went face, because if Rag goes face, we'd win. If we would attack the creature, then there was no chance to win right now. So we could have gave him an extra turn to win. Like, this is our end game right there. Like, this is what we need to draw into, like we did. Like, we didn't draw into. I want to take a look at this deck one more time. I haven't played in a couple weeks. Like, there's so much end game. Sagoth, Rag, Hellscream, Destroyer. We played Sylvanas, no True Heart. Elise, like there's so much back there, and it's just we did draw it, and that's why we won, but we weren't drawing it, which was bad. All right, so I think we're gonna call it here. We're 54 minutes in. I've got class pretty soon, so maybe I'll be able to knock out one more episode, maybe, but we'll see how it is. Hopefully you guys, you're understanding this month's road to Legend is a little rocky, but that's the point. The more games we play, the more episodes you have to watch, and the more you have to watch, the happier you are, right? So as always, guys, I'm Warshack, of course, and happy whatever the hell day it is.